And beyond that, for me, it's actually pretty simple. It is housing, 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 supply, 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 affordability, a strong economic plan that delivers great jobs, and a real focus on younger Canadians.
Next question. Prochaine question. Okay, that concludes today's press conference. Merci. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, yeah, thanks for coming. And by the way, are you guys all Victoria based? How lucky you are to live in this amazing city. Wow. I'm originally from Alberta, and I don't know, people here may be old enough to be Margaret Lawrence readers. She has this line in the Diviners about how for Prairie people, because her people are Manitoba based, for Prairie people, the real life version of dying and going to heaven is to move to BC. Whenever I come here, I think of that. No, I've been to Victoria. I've been coming to Victoria since I was 7 years old. Yeah, no. But every time I come here, I'm astonished at how amazing it is. So glad to be here.
Thanks.
Okay.
Hello, superfans. Welcome to Alberta News and Views. As you can see, Chrystia Freeland is completely detached from reality. She has no concept about what is going on in Canada and how hard it actually is. I got more on that, but first, check this out. Hot off the press at the National Post. Auditor General's office discovers 3 of its own employees earning side money off undisclosed government contracts. To me, this is just unbelievable. What is going on in Canada is not being taken serious. It is not being taken seriously enough from premiers and provinces. To me, there is so much corruption and so many scandals with so much outside interference right now, especially with the Winnipeg lab documents. There is so much now that I truly believe that the provinces, the premiers, need to get together and figure out a way moving forward and detach themselves from the federal government and stop working with them until they get their house in order. Because this is beyond a little bit of corruption. This is criminal. We're going to get into that. But first, like I was saying, Chrystia Freeland was boasting about these condos. You know what? Let's just watch the video first.
I am so glad to be here in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia.
Let me just set her up.
I am so glad to be here in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia, and I am here at Hudson House. You can see amazing views all around me. This is an apartment building that has 227 apartments for low and middle income Canadians, and it was built thanks to our apartment construction loan program. I am really, really glad that we have that program in place that has built great apartments like the ones here and is building more apartments for Canadians from coast to coast to coast.
Check this out. So the prices are starting at, for no bedrooms, 330 square feet shitbox for $1,680 a month. Now, this is not including condo fees and whatever else they got tagged on top of it. No bedrooms, little bigger, 480 square feet shitbox for $1,825 a month. A 1-bedroom, 630 square feet for $2,615. A 1-bedroom is $2,000, over $2,000. A 2-bedroom, 800 square feet is $3,300. This is not affordable. Not only no low-income Canadian can afford to live there, but an average income earner in Victoria, British Columbia will have to spend 45% of their after-tax income to live in a studio. They wouldn't be able to afford a bedroom. To afford 2 bedrooms, a person would have to be a top earner. Freeland is alarmingly disconnected from what is happening in Canada. This is the Liberals' financial impoverishment of Canadians and bragging about it. They are laughing in our faces, saying that's affordable. They have no idea. And what else? So transitioning in to the Auditor General's office discovering 3 of its own employees gouging Canadians. This is what's going on this is what just happened at the CBC.
Will anyone in government, end the taxpayer-funded bonuses at the CBC? The CBC dished out $15 million in bonuses in 2023. That was dug up by the Canadian Taxpayers Federation, and $114 million in bonuses since 2015. But think of the context of the 2023 $15 million in bonuses at the CBC. Just weeks before Christmas, they announced job losses, hundreds of potential job losses, and they've been begging the government for more taxpayer cash, more of your money, crying poor. Now, the feds just gave the CBC another $96 million, which means the CBC will cost taxpayers like you $1.4 billion this year. And CBC President and CEO Catherine Tate, well, her annual pay is anywhere from $470,000 to $620,000, including salary, benefits, and a bonus. Now, Tate should be doing the right thing. She should be taking a pay cut and ending the taxpayer-funded bonuses, but it looks like she's not willing to. So now Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland must step in and do the right thing. Her budget is coming down on April the 16th. In her last budget, Freeland said that she would find savings in Crown corporations. Well, the obvious place to start looking for savings is by ending the taxpayer-funded bonuses at failing Crown corporations. And if you're sick and tired of the CBC using your money to hand out bonuses, $15 million in bonuses in 2023, $114 million in bonuses since 2015, head over to taxpayer.com and sign the petition to defund the CBC.
And of course, this is the Canadian Taxpayer Federation. Like I always say, they do great work. Go over there and give them a follow. And I hope you caught that. The head of the CBC her salary is $600,000 is how much money she is making with her bonuses. $600,000 for the CBC. Are you kidding me? Here we go. National Post. Auditor General's office discovers 3 of its own employees earning side money off undisclosed government contracts. Even the biggest watchdog of government contracting isn't immune from employees breaking the code of conduct and potentially the law. Yes, they are breaking the law. Canada's Auditor General recently fired and called in police to investigate 2 employees who had been privately earning money from government contracts that they had not declared. Man, I'm telling you, I'm getting so sick and tired of hearing that they called in the RCMP, they called in the police to investigate. It just goes nowhere because it's the government. The government will never, ever investigate itself. So it doesn't. It just changes laws, puts up roadblocks, and then just refuses to hand over information. They shouldn't be fired. They should be held and put in jail. Where is our money? In a statement to National Post this week, the Office of the Auditor General said it is still investigating a 3rd employee that it also discovered had contracts with another arm of the federal government that employee had not disclosed to their employer. They lied. The firings, which occurred between September and December last year, come to light as questions swirl about how a federal public servants company was able to obtain a nearly $8 million contract to work on the arrivecan app. I keep on saying and telling you guys, the arrivecan scam is just the gift that keeps on giving to the Conservative Party. Every single day, there is just more. It also indicates that no federal organization, including the biggest watchdog of government contracting, who recently published a scathing report on arrivecan, is immune from employees breaking the code of conduct and potentially the law by failing to report all secondary employment, particularly government contracts. Ian Stedman, a York University assistant professor specializing in ethics in government, said it's time for the government to start being more proactive in checking if public servants are respecting their employment codes instead of relying on attestations signed by each bureaucrat. For example, he said each department and agency could have a team whose job is to randomly pick certain public servants to be audited, which could include a review of their expense reports and verifying that they don't have undeclared secondary source of income. How about you fucking threaten them with jail time? You don't need to just do an audit and a slap on the wrist. They need to fear stealing money. Quote, because our work dynamics and our work cultures have shifted so much since the pandemic, we probably have to have a layer of oversight and auditing and enforcement to continue to reinforce that the rules matter and that they have consequences. Exactly. It just reiterates what I just said. Stop stealing or you're going to jail. You're breaking the law. My God. Testifying as part of the House Public Accounts Committee's study on the arrivecan controversy, Auditor General Karen Hogan said last week her office had not detected that David Yo, hope I'm saying your name right, dude, the CEO of a consulting firm that received $7.9 million in contracts for arrivecan, now worked for the Department of National Defense because the latter was not part of the audit. She noted that it is essential for public servants to disclose any secondary source of income to their managers so they can assess whether there is a conflict of interest, but that just doesn't always happen. That's when she first revealed that her office had recently discovered incidents where disclosure did not happen among its own employees. There is a growing phenomenon of workers launching side businesses that is fueled by the pandemic, affordability concerns, and the rise of the gig economy. What I think is happening is they figured out that they could get away with it, and there is very little oversight. So now all of them are doing it. Their side business is starting a contracting firm, and then they know people, so they just funnel money to it and through it. That means it's time for the public service to rethink how it trains bureaucrats on public service values. I think this is a smoke signal that the system might need to adjust how it works in order to better detect such conflicts of interest, he said. I don't think it's a sign that the system has failed or broken. I think it's a sign that the waters in which the ship is sailing are shifting and they need to be put up a different sail. Yeah, you need to do things a lot differently in government. It seems like it's everywhere. There is no oversight in anything. It was so relaxed that now all of a sudden people are stealing and they're wondering what has happened and everybody's pointing fingers at each other and nobody wants to say anything because they're all in it. All roads lead to Western independence. I'm tired. I'm tired of this. The provinces need to break away from the federal government so we can get control of our finances, of our taxes, of our business, our economy, our healthcare, our education, of all of it. What's going on at the federal level is systemic. It's crazy. It's crazy what's going on. And I seriously don't think that anybody is taking it serious enough. Oh, we got the RCMP doing an investigation. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. They're investigating everything right now. They can't even police the streets properly. They're all terrified. It's just nuts. I'm going to keep you updated, as always, with as much as I can, when I can. Follow me on Substack and Spotify. All of you out there, like, share, and take care.